Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Roundtable. Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's hump day. Guys, today my name is Callie, and joining me this morning is my beautiful co-host Shalan and our guest, financial advisor and content creator, Paige Golden. Welcome to the Roundtable.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So what's going on? It's been a minute.
I know. Every time somebody hosts me, they're like, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm like, where am I? I'm
It's
here.
almost like a treat for us.
It's Jessica.
It's almost like a treat for us to have each other. How have you been?
I'm good. I can't complain. I mean, you know, life is lifing, as people like to say, but it's been good.
Awesome.
Take it one day at a time.
100%. I know what that is. All right. So, not that anything is falling off my body, but I see something coming. It's time for Social Buzz. While I grab these bits and pieces.
Social Buzz?
Yeah, Social Buzz is up next.
I just saw you throw out your kid's art. Like, you recorded it. There's evidence. I need to teach you. This is how you don't have any evidence. I take all of my kids' art and I put it in this box. And what's special about this box is it's not an ordinary box. It's an archive box. It's a company that sends you a box for you to send your art back to them in. And then they photograph it, the art, not the box. And then you'll have a digital version of the art and they can make you a keepsake book or a framed mosaic. And then they will recycle the art for you. And now your kids don't have anything to yell at you for. Neither does the internet.
Listen. Wait, hold on. Listen. No. I am guilty of this. I've had years of my kids growing up and just clutter. And you know, I'm very minimal. I hate things. And I just remember feeling the guilt of having all of these bits and pieces. The fridge were, magnets were everywhere. There were walls. And I was like, this is a genius idea. Why have I never thought of this before? And I need to get it started in Jamaica. Why do you look like that, though?
Nothing.
I want to hear from you. What
You can't throw away the kids' thing.
Listen, I am team.
I
tell the Sunday school teachers, I'm like, keep it. There's a nice wall. Put it up there. Do not send it home. Daddy, on the other hand,
send it home.
Daddy, he wants to save everything, and I'm just like, keep it at church, keep it at school. Do not
100%.
send it. No.
100%. Shalan, I feel like when the time comes, you're
like when I have children, maybe, because right now, Auntie Shalan has all the artwork up on the fridge.
So you're loving it.
Auntie Shalan gets artwork.
But she gets a little bit.
So when I was sick, I got like, alright, get well, Auntie Shalan, and then she draw the germs, and me fighting the germs. It was very...
Shalan, I could see the difference. But when you get like 20 a day, and you just have like, Mom, look at the ant on the page, and you just like a little scribble. I mean, it's wonderful, right? But
my stepmother, after this, if she threw away her stuff, because I feel like there's still a lot of stuff that she has.
I feel like my mom kept nothing. So for me, and it's so weird because my mom is coming from the age where, you know,
they keep everything.
So for me, it's just like,
original
I can't remember seeing a bunch of stuff around the house, and I'm just like, get it out.
That's amazing.
If I get one this week, I can throw away last week's one.
So for you guys, that whole thing is really good then.
I think so.
Because, you know, I like the frame artwork, but then what happens when you have like so many frames and books and books and books and books, but I also like the idea that they recycle it for you. So
awesome.
That's,
On that note, we want to hear about your bag of things.
My bag of things. Guys, I'm running out of bag of things, but I'm just going to bring like my candles. Some, you know, like my sisters always gifted me candles because they know I love, you know, candles and stuff. So.
So we know what to get you for your birthday and for Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So we're starting back with bag of things. So my bag of things are candles, and so I brought some of them today. My sister bought this one for me.
You know, so you have to pass it because smell it.
Yeah, so you gotta put it in your nose.
So stress relief.
And then what she's big on is that she likes to give me soy candles.
So it's okay.
So it's like it's not harmful and it burns and there's not a lot of soot. So you can, that one's like bamboo.
So this is eucalyptus and spearmint.
It's such a clean scent.
Just have them on the table burning while we're talking.
So my thing is, I can't, you know, like really strong scents.
Yeah.
I can't.
Neither can I. My sinus,
I don't know if it's a sinus or what, but even with perfumes and stuff, so I can't really do heavy scents. So it will always be like this light stuff. This is ginger cookie, and it's Wicks by Grey, and it's actually made in Jamaica, I think. So you can... Some of them don't have any wick left because...
So when do you find that you burn them? Like when it's a good
time
to burn them?
After you clean,
Ooh.
And then your place feel light. You want you want to zhuzh up.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong then, because I feel like when I burn the candles, I don't smell it. I don't know if it's maybe everybody else smells it when they come in, but I don't smell it.
You know what you should do? Sometimes because you can go nose blind. You know, like,
after a while.
so just go outside and walk back in and you'll smell it. And this one, I got this
It
from...
feels theoretically the day outside, back in, when I smell.
Yeah. I got this from the Social House, and it's called Clean Clothes. Smell that one. That's... Yeah.
This
Nice.
just come out of the laundry, definitely.
All right.
And so that's my bag of things. So like I'll always, you know, sister always say, you know, like you.
This is nice.
You like to collect candles.
Like is there a seance happening in here or something? Why are there so many candles?
we know
But
what to get you.
then they feed my you know, my little candle addiction. There's way more, you know, but I wasn't going to carry everything.
You
so.
decided not to show everything.
Yeah, because I love apple cider. You have to have the kitchen candles and then,
my goodness.
you know, like the lemon.
Shall I
and
just
the
hear a thing? On that note of scent, I smell something coming, something hot and wonderful.
It's not my candles.
It's not your candles. All right, what have we here? All right. So today's topic is spring cleaning.
Okay, see? Right on the money. Right on the money.
We need to declutter some of those candles. No! Decluttering your mind and spaces.
Okay.
All right. So since we have our little professional here, we're going to start with Paige.
I love how you said professional.
Right.
Since Mommy taught you.
Oh my God. Mommy, I don't think Mommy, and the funny thing is, I think a lot of moms can identify with me because I struggle with being organized.
Yeah.
Like, I live in a small space. I live in an apartment, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. I have a 4-year-old, so almost 4, so you can imagine my living room is filled with toys. Plus, both my husband and I have our side businesses, so our apartment is pretty full. And for me, it was important to find ways that make my small space work. Yeah. So I'm always sharing about stuff. Like I just did one that was with my husband's little area in the bedroom, and he has a bunch of shoes, like a bunch of shoes. I would personally take a lot of them and just say, you haven't worn this in 6 months.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna. That's not him.
Dry rat soon do it for me.
But he keeps it in the box. So what I did, I got these storage boxes. I can stack them up. So I'm utilizing the space that I have. And I think sometimes what it is finding the solutions that work for you. I measured everything to make sure it would fit. So it's efficient, but it still looks aesthetic, right? That it doesn't feel like there's a lot of stuff. Because my husband says I like to hoard things, right? But I have a lot of stuff.
So you're a hoarder.
I'm not a hoarder. He likes to say that.
Organizer.
I organize my hoard.
Yeah.
I try. But yeah, I mean, it's hard, but I do find that like when you do that deep clean, that declutter, that getting rid of the stuff that no longer fit, that you're not going to lose that weight to fit back into it, right? Just let's
you're too loud. You're too loud, Paige.
Right.
Speaking to myself there.
What comes to mind to you when you hear decluttering your mind and space?
Well, definitely for me, I work better, I think better when like my space is clean and there's no clutter, right? Yeah. And I do think, and you know, just growing up, I do think it is set with that kind of thing where when you're studying, like I just have to have things clean. You know, from growing up, I just had to have it very bare bones for me.
So you're innately like that?
Yes, I'm innately like that. But I also think you have to remember that, you know, I grew up at a time where, you know, sat there cleaning, you know, the music is on and it's time to clean. You know. So you have to, and it sticks with you.
100%.
It sticks with you throughout, you know. So I kind of grew up that way.
I love that.
And, you know, minimalism, funny enough, we always argue with, when I say we, I mean my mother and my sisters, we argue with Mommy and we're like, you need to throw this away. Like, and you know, and I don't know if anyone else parents are like this, but like when they get all the Christmas presents and and then you go in the closet and you're just like, this is a little mini mart.
In there.
It's a mini mart. Do you use it?
On that mini mart note, I could take a break. I want to know what you do with them when she comes back. A break, guys, and more after this. Welcome back to the Roundtable. This morning, if you missed it, the topic is spring cleaning, decluttering your mind and space. It's been really interesting. We've been getting into decluttering your space. Yeah. I have this really interesting saying, guys. It says, clutter is not just the stuff on your floor. It's anything that stands between you and the life you want. Wow. So, but Shellan had something in the break that was interesting. We wanted to debunk this thing about our parents and the cabinets and the
Right,
stuff.
so
Go
you
ahead.
know you grow up and you have the cabinet with the crystal and the china and the
That never comes
utensils
out.
that well.
From your bond,
some of
come
them
up your
out
seat
in
in the
Christmas,
cabinet.
it's in there, right? It's in the, and it's so funny that we were discussing this during the break because I saw a tweet where this lady was saying her parents, no, her mother-in-law has her fine china, and she was saying, oh, she's giving it to this child and the child doesn't want it. And then she came to her and she's like, listen, when you die, I'll play frisbees with these. I do not want the fine china.
Oh, no, she
and
didn't
so
say it like that.
somebody was saying that more and more parents having to come to terms with the fact that these prized possessions that they have, the whatnot, the bed set, that kind of stuff, the kids no longer want it. I want it.
You want it?
You want it?
I want it.
I do not like.
No thanks.
I
You
have
like vintage things.
What? Like for me, it's kind of just like give me
want
something I can
China. I want
use.
it.
I do not need my
100%.
cupboards filled with these. I use one set of plates like all the time.
And I'm super into nothingness. But on the note of decluttering your minds, guys, I'd love to hear from you. So let's go with like relationships. What tips would you have for persons?
Who are you asking?
Well, I'm sure you have the wisdom still, Shalane. With just so
cut the ties.
your past, just cut the ties.
Cut the ties.
What does that look like?
So for me, it's so important that you're not kind of perpetuating the tie. I fully believe that when you're in a relationship, you have some ties. And so it may mean, if that was your favorite song to listen to together, that's going to come off your playlist right about now.
Right.
Whoa. Maybe you need to delete the person's number.
Yes.
Maybe you need to just clear your mind and your space.
Yeah.
If this was your favorite spot, if this is what you love to do, you need to clear
I'm
it.
100% about throwing things away. I recently even got married and I'd have some little things and Bruce is like, you want to keep this flashlight? It's a flashlight. But it's amazing how when you see the item, it brings you back to that person or the thought of that person. And I just throw away shirts. We've burnt stuff like
Pictures,
and it's really helped. Why are you looking at this?
Because for me,
I gotta keep the thing there.
No. So a thing is a thing, right? And for me,
that's fair.
So I'm saying I wouldn't be like if it's like a teddy bear, so I can understand. Or something that's very sentimental, like a flashlight. I'm keeping a flashlight. Like the way I'm keeping a flashlight.
So you're like the girl who get the engagement ring and she keep it if the guy just work out.
No. Well, it depends.
I would pawn it. Absolutely. I'm not keeping it. No,
it depends on. I'm gonna tell you. I'm keeping. I know. It depends on why we broke up.
Okay, fair.
Right.
It depends on what was the reason.
But if you got married again, you'd like be flashing the ring with the new guy?
No. And like so here's the thing I'm saying, like if suppose that was like a favorite restaurant that we would go to and I still like the food from I'm still ordering the food. So like I'm not
maybe not
altering.
immediately then. Maybe like I think that initially there has to be some level of a cleaning
I
out.
agree.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay,
just
so
freeing yourself. And then eventually.
So you're one of those people who like delete every single picture off
I do, definitely.
I just don't post.
That's why
it's like I just
keep it clean.
From the beginning. You have
nothing to clean up.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah,
I do think they do say that sometimes the environment is a window into the mind of the person, and so when something's cluttered and confusing, then that speaks to confusion. But you have people who can work in that confusion. So you might look at something.
But do they work efficiently?
Can they?
Some of them do. So you look at something and you say, "This is a mess." And they're like, oh, the green shirt is over there. And then they go in and they can find the green shirt because it's their mess. But it's not yours.
I think my personal story is that I grew up in a home and it wasn't super particular to have everything organized and neat. And I think I went through a really hard time in my life that made me transition into this thing where I just needed everywhere clean and white. Even to this day, people are like, add some color to your home.
So it's like trauma response?
I don't know. I think so. I don't know. I think
trauma is a strong word.
Yeah. Shalane. Just going through a little bit of a hard time, and life just got busy. So I just figured if my spaces were clean and organized, I got rid of everything that I just didn't want. Even clothes. I love spring cleaning and just getting into the stuff that I don't want anymore. And I think shout out to the people who help us. Like if you can't manage your accounts, you have an accountant. Don't be shy about getting help, a cleaning person. It just really
definitely. So I have a friend, big up Sam.
Yes.
I have a friend where if it's time to clean out your closet,
Oh, you know she called her? Oh, that's
and
lovely.
That's not her job.
Okay.
She's doing that for her friends. So
no,
like,
I know, but she's so
like,
sweet.
And so she'll take time and she'll be like, it's time to get rid of this dress.
Aww.
And you trust them.
And no, and I'm just like, no,
but don't you
I
ever feel like that's
and
the one like when you give it away and then 2 weeks later you're just like, oh man, where is that thing? I would wear that now.
You know what happens
something.
with me? I'm cleaning up and I'm like, where is the yellow dress?
And it's not, is you want some get rid of it?
No.
Or where it gone?
I don't know. I don't know where, and I'm like, I live.
But I think the reality is that most of us,
clothes?
we flip-flop between being organized and being messy.
Yeah.
Like the reality, most people are not either messy or organized. It's like you have a time period where you're trying to be organized, and I've found for me like systems work, like putting in place realistic systems that make sense. So for instance, I saw somebody do something where she says she power cleans like for 1 hour every 2 days. Whatever she does in that 2 hours, and she has a timer on her iPad, and whatever she does in that 1 hour, that's it. No, that would work for somebody like me if because I'm the person who I start and I don't stop, and I'll be up until 2 a.m. because the house just needs to be clean.
Yes.
Right? I work full time. I don't have a day's work every day, so and that doesn't necessarily work in our favor because then I'm tired the next morning.
100%.
I'm cranky with my husband and my child. It's not really feasible.
So you do a little bit every day.
Do a little bit every day, or you make sure that if you prioritize one big item for the week, so everything else is little, and then one big item for the week, putting in place a system so that you can kind of manage the mess.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
One of my favorite systems is everything lives somewhere. So every time I have a new item, and first of all, I only now buy things that I am obsessed with, down to the sponge that I use in a home, the dishwashing liquid, and so everything I accumulate are things that I love in my home. I don't have unless somebody gifts me, like I got some wedding gifts recently and I don't know, I can't re-gift it, I'm trying to figure out what to do with them. That's the only thing. What do you do with pieces that people give you? And you're like, oh, thank you.
We need some storage units in Jamaica. Somebody do that. Somebody do that business.
Away from the house.
Like I just want
storage unit.
But even like Christmas stuff, I just want a storage unit. Like like
fair.
overseas where you just have, you pay for it and you just go and
100%.
you just need a storage
But
unit.
is it the stuff you got? Is it stuff that you can use?
I'll tell you more about it after the break. We are hitting the home stretch. So right after the break, I'll tell you what I do with them.
No,
Thanks for staying with us. You know what time it is. Final thoughts. I'm not going to complain about it. We know what it is. So who would I start with now?
I don't know.
Shalane, what were you saying to me in the break?
What was
and
I
then
saying?
add your final thought. I think we were talking about the gifts that I was getting.
Right,
that,
I was
that
just
we
saying that I thought it was like something that, like a sponge or soap or something. I was telling you that if somebody gives you and you don't want to re-gift it, just hurry up and use it.
So Shalane gave us this fun example, guys, that go ahead and tell
somebody
about
gave me a bath. Like, I have a shower, I don't have a bath.
I would have
and they gave me a bath.
Is a person watching?
They gave me a bath.
That's good.
They used to me.
Shalane said she hold it under the sink and
Are you holding it under the shower or something? Make it just.
She used it.
she used it. She sure used it.
Right.
She sure used it.
And in terms of candles,
yes.
I've received candles that aren't not necessarily to my liking. Not that I dislike it, but like they're super sweet and very.
So what you do there?
Guest room.
I love you.
But I still.
I love you so much. It's used.
Yes, it's in the guest room.
Or bring it, come CVM. It's used.
Somebody over the guest room getting a blend of fragrances.
Vanilla.
I love it. Okay, so for my final thought, I think we didn't get to jump into it, but I just wanted to talk about the beauty of journaling and talking with our friends, just like mentally. And I've had a way now when, everybody's messaging you and everybody expects you to message right away in WhatsApp and whatever. I have defined my space and my time and I own it. Like I don't need to get back to you right away. I have an established time when I do get back to my messages. I love to journal. I had this picture of your mind looking like a yarn when you have all the thoughts. And when you journal or speak it, talk to someone, it empties. It's almost like it just frees it entirely. So, yeah, so that's my final thought. I encourage journaling, talking with a friend. Yeah.
Right. So one of the very important points that I think we brought across this morning was in terms of, decluttering is not just your physical space, but it's also your mental space, and it can be relationships and such like that. And like you have set up processes to kind of declutter your life from just this sense of constant urgency.
Right.
Right? And I think that's very important for us when we continue throughout life. It's almost as if you're setting boundaries.
Yeah.
By decluttering, you're setting boundaries. And so
what you're allowing in your space.
What you're allowing in your space, so what you're allowing in your home,
Yeah,
you know, what you
that
allow
part.
in your body, what you allow in your mind.
space.
And so decluttering is very important.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's good to do it every now and then.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Paige, love to hear from you. What are
I
your
think
final
for
thoughts?
me, it's just so important to also give yourself grace in the period. Like, you know, you don't have to, if you know that you're a messy person, don't be too hard on yourself and go too hard and you go get all of this organizational stuff and then you feel overwhelmed with trying to sort it out.
Yes.
Give yourself grace, do it a little at a time,
Yes.
figure it out as you go along, and don't worry, you know, like even if you fall off the wagon a bit, I'm sorry, babe, love you. But even if you fall off the wagon a bit, you know, just keep trying and keep trying to do better for your space, for your mind, for your family, and for your, like, everywhere that you are. Yeah.
That was beautiful to end on. And guys, that's a wrap for the roundtable today. Remember, guys, to be good and be on purpose with your spaces and your mind and heart.
I love that.
Yeah. Bye, guys.